Hey guys, we're going to look at our last database, which is one you're very familiar with, and that is NCWiseowl. Again, I'm going to go to the MGST Digital Resource page, and I'm going to scroll down to the ends where NCWiseowl is. It's a purple icon, and I'm going to open it. I do want to note right here that anytime you're using NCWiseowl at home, you will need a password, and that new password is WiseOwl15. WiseOwl15. I'm going to enter the middle school zone, and you can see there's a lot of great resources here. Just as a reminder, there is a citation maker in here, some primary source websites for social studies. That's one thing they're great for. And then over here on the side are all the different databases. Here's AP Images, which is nice for pictures, and then a lot of other things. Most Popular Science and Lands and People, which is a science and social studies separate database, are all Grow Your Online products. So you'll find them inside the Grow Your Online database. I'm just going to go in and do my typical planet search. And if you haven't been in recently, you'll notice there is a new platform. But again, you can see the different databases that are being searched in here. And there's the Popular Science and the Lands and People. And then here are some others that are also being searched in here. You can also see a reading level, which can help you obviously make a good decision on what would be a great choice for you. So since we are 7th and 8th grade, I'm just going to go ahead and choose a level 3. And so that's what I'm going to kind of look for here. Let's see, maybe I'll choose solar system as an article that I might want to read for my project. And then I can read that article. There are also pictures. I can go and find more pictures that might be available from this article that I could use in any presentation that I was doing. But I would obviously read and take notes in this article. I can come down here to the bottom, and here's my MLA citation, which I would want to copy and paste into whatever document that I am using to keep up with my citations. You can also find this here at the top. Always in Growers, right at the top, it will say how to cite this article, and you can click and it will bring you down to the bottom. As in all databases, you always have the option to print, and once you print, you could save as a PDF. So they look for you to maybe want to be keeping this article, so you can print or save as a PDF. And once you do that, that citation will still be attached to it at the bottom. But getting it right here and copy and pasting it is the one thing you want to do, so you don't have to come back and find it again later or retype it by hand. That's the point, is being able to copy and paste, because it's a lot easier. So that sort of shows you the Grow Your products and what they look like. They're all very similar now. And always have that how to cite this article at the top. So if we go back out, we're going to enter Britannica now. It's going to go on in. Typically, it has been asking me for a password here at school. So if you're at a page that's asking you for a password, you will need to put in WiseOwl15, and then you may actually have to choose middle school. But maybe they have changed that. So if I do my planet search, then I can, again, I have my levels. I have different things over here that I can look specifically for. And then I can decide sort of what article might be best for me. So maybe I'll do the Mercury article. And so here I have some pictures that I can look at, and pictures that kind of align with text as well. I have all my information that I can continue to take notes from. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that it even has some additional reading, but there's no hyperlink, so this reading is not located inside of Britannica. But you see that there are words highlighted here, which would take you to another article that might help explain something to you. So if I come back up to the top, I can see across the top here, I can print it. And again, that would help you to save it. And right here, I can cite it. And so if I hit my citation, it'll default to MLA, which is what I want. And again, this is kind of like the Gale. It has a hyperlink that I need to be sure that I copy. So I'm going to be sure that I copy the URL link with the actual citation of the article, and I'm going to store that where I'm storing my citations in a document as I'm doing my research on any given project. All right, so that is Britannica. So we're going to leave Britannica now. We're going to do one that's probably the most difficult, but one of the best databases, and that is the Student Research. If we open the Student Research Center, you will see that there's a lot of different things you can search inside of this research center. This is a huge database, very similar to Gale. So if I put in my planets, I can decide what I want to research. So I have no need for maps and flags. I'm going to go ahead and not get any primary source documents because it just needs some basic information on planets. I don't need any state and county reports, but all of the bottom ones here are great for social studies. I really don't need a biography for this particular project, so I'm just going to leave books, newspapers, and magazines when I do my search. And then I will search, and my articles will all come up, and I can see this one is, well, I can break it down here. Let's do this. I can see my magazines if I just want to look through the magazine articles, or I can see my newspapers if I just want to look through my newspaper articles, or if I just want to look through book and encyclopedia articles, I can do that as well. So I can decide sort of maybe how to filter it after I get that huge return on whatever I've searched. So let's say I want to look for a magazine article, and let's just do the Path to Pluto. It's in Time magazine. So I can open that article and scroll down, and I can start to read and take notes from it if I feel like it is valuable for the research that I am doing. And you can see it's a pretty long article. There are pictures that are not included, but sometimes if you do open up the full article, you'll get the pictures, but not there. Let's try the PDF and see what happens. Sometimes you get pictures and sometimes you don't. It will depend on. Okay, so here are the pictures in the PDF article. And so you can see actually what it looked like in the Time magazine article, which is kind of cool. And you can obviously save or print this to your desktop. So if I go back though, I can also print or save this article in this format. But I do have to go through this print button to get my citation out. So if I hit print or save, this little box will come up, and down here it says citation format. And this is where I have to choose my MLA, and that's what makes this one of the harder databases to use inside of NCWiseowl or any database, because you do have to find this piece and you have to choose MLA. Once you do that though, you start to learn, and it makes it a lot easier, and it'll make it easier for you as you go to high school and college and use lots of different databases. You have to learn how to find that citation. Then I can hit print, and I'll just cancel that print. And now I have the article in a different format, and at the top it has what's called Works Cited, which is another name for a bibliography or a citation, which is what we're doing. So we want to look for this, okay? Citation. And then we want to copy and paste that. It also has a hyperlink, but it's not, it says it's additional information, so they're not requiring it because you don't need all of this information. So if I wanted to copy that link, I would have to copy this first, and then I could copy the link. The nice thing about sharing a link with a teacher, it shows that you took that extra step, and it makes it really easy for them to find the article. Otherwise, using it this way is fine because the article can still be found, just not as easily. But it is a two-step copy and paste to get that URL out, because you can, or you have to copy all of this and be sure you're deleting this piece over here, because from this little piece, additional information, persistent link to record, permalink, and end of citation should not be part of the citation. Just after the period here at 2015, you would have the hyperlink. But it is listed as additional, which means it is not required for you to get that link out of here at this time for this citation. Probably if you had chosen a different citation, you know, it would not be a required, it would be a required part of the citation coming out of EBSCO. So that is the more difficult piece, but a great database that's inside of NCWiseowl. So don't forget to use NCWiseowl. It is by far one of the best resources that we are given here in North Carolina, because we don't have to purchase any of these resources that provides us with citations. Any questions, be sure to come by the Media Center and just ask.